The Point. 98.7 CKPM FM.
98.7 The Point. That is big country in a big country. The band is out of Scotland, and we thought, what a great way to get into talking about the BC Highland Games and Scottish Festival. Mike Chisholm's here. How are you, Mike?
Good morning. I'm just great, Rod. How are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Madin Va.
Madin Va.
Gaelic, Scottish Gaelic for good morning.
That just sounds like me after I've had too many whiskeys.
You must drink whiskey a lot. You sound like that all the time.
I'm Scottish. Why not? Eric Collins is here, the tourism manager
Morning,
for
Eric.
City of Coquitlam.
I'm outnumbered, but I'm definitely I'm not Scottish.
Are you German?
I'm German, and my father's Latvian, so I can see I'm a little darker. Well, not bad though, Mike.
Yeah,
For a Scot, I'm showing him on air here on the radio.
Yeah,
Look how dark
our
my
milk
skin is.
bottle
But no,
skin
I'm
here.
Latvian, kind of German, Russian, so I got a bit of that. But I love
Honorary Scot.
Yes, an honorary Scot. Mike Chisholm puts so much effort in, all the volunteers for the BC Highland Games and Scottish Festival. And it is one of my favorite events that comes to the city. It is just so unique and such a fun day in Coquitlam.
Now, just Eric here as a tourism manager. When you took this job, Eric, did you know what you'd be in for on how much fun you'd be having and how many cool events are coming?
You know, it's funny, when I took the job and when I was looking at the job, I had to really go, okay, what is it in Coquitlam that I can promote and sell? I came from Tourism Vancouver and BC Ferries. These are big-time products. And when I got to the city and started to discover, I live here. I've lived here since 2003, but started to just see how much is going on every weekend and between sport and festivals and culture, outdoor recreation. There's just an amazing array of things going on in the city on any given day.
Yeah, and I've said this before. You came from Vancouver tourism part there, and whereas Vancouver chases away tourists, you bring them in here to Coquitlam.
Absolutely. You look at with the city, it's busy in Vancouver. The hotels are busy. Their occupancy is high, and it's record tourism numbers each year. And what starts to happen is you get what's called compression. And if a person they want to come to the city, but they can't stay downtown. Maybe it's more affordable out here at some of our hotels on North Road, and it works in our favor. And then they get out here, maybe grab a travel guide or go to the front desk and, hey, what's happening this weekend? Well, there's a Scottish festival going on. There's Play on Vancouver. There's the Daisy Day. There's the Teddy Bear Picnic. Going, wow, this is happening out here. Maybe I'll take a day in Coquitlam, and then the next day I'll go down to Vancouver and hop on the SkyTrain.
Yeah, and we are fun city. Vancouver's no fun city.
I say to some people, I know this isn't very nice to Vancouver, but, Vancouver's a very nice city, but it's just too far out there.
Yeah, it is.
I think anybody in the Tri-City knows what I'm talking about. It's a nice place to visit, but...
Double entendre on that one. So, Mike Chisholm, the BC Highland Games and Scottish Festival, you being a Scot from the East Coast, you move out here, you've got a career in the media, and now all of a sudden you're at the helm of one of the most fun events that happens in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and this is a great spot to have it. And I've met with Eric lots of times over the past 3 years and talked about the location here. And we knew that the SkyTrain was coming. And in fact, we have a slogan this year for our games: "Come to the games at the end of the train." Because if you take the Evergreen line to the very end, Lafarge Lake Station, we're a 5-minute walk from there. And we knew this was coming. And I had this slogan all ready to go last year, but there was a delay. So finally we get to use it this year. But that is one of the things that I hear from more people when I talk to them. As a piper, I'm speaking to a lot of people out in the communities all over the Lower Mainland. And they always say, "Oh, I'd love to go." And I say, "Well, do you live near a SkyTrain? Because that's all it takes, just to get on the SkyTrain. And you get off at the end of the SkyTrain line here in Coquitlam." And I think that's going to make a huge difference to a lot of people who want to attend these games. Easy access.
It is, and it's not just for old people. It's not just for Scottish people. It's for people of all ages that want to experience some fun.
Absolutely. I've always said it's a smorgasbord of activities and events going on at the field, often at the same time. And that's the thing about a Highland Games is everything happens at once. You have to get yourself involved on the field. You have to get out of your seat, even though there are things happening on the main stage in front of the grandstands. And Rod is in charge of this, by the way.
They're giving me a mic. No good can come of that.
Oh.
And you could do that, and you could have a great day, because there'll be lots of entertainment on the main stage and on the track. But there's also so much other activities going on all over the field. There's Highland dancing and the whiskey school. We have a very, very large beer garden this year with entertainment. Brewers Row will be there. There's vendors. If you're looking for something Scottish, you're looking for gifts, there's vendors from all over the West. We have people from Alberta that have come to our games as a vendor for years. It was a bit tough last year. We had a bit of a monsoon, but that was an anomaly, and we don't expect that again this year. So the location is great for a lot of people. The city has been fantastic in helping us over the past 20 years at Percy Perry Stadium to pull this off and to get it staged. We meet with the city. We've met with them 2 or 3 times over the years, and easy to work with. I mean, they like our festival, and we like working with them. So we know what we have here, and we do appreciate it. And we are, the only thing we can't really mitigate is the weather.
Yes.
So we hopefully will get a great day this year and make up for last year.
It is, but this is one thing. We talked about Eric's German heritage and then our Scottish heritage. Now, if it wasn't for Germans in this world, we wouldn't have any order. Everything's got to be just this way. If it wasn't for Scots in this world, we wouldn't have any fun.
Or whiskey.
Or whiskey, that's right, too. So if people want to go down to the BC Highland Games and Scottish Festival, of course, it's the games at the end of the train. How do I get information on it?
Easy. BCHighlandGames.com.
That's
nice
simple.
and easy. That's the best way to do it. And our tickets are online. Today's the 31st, so actually our early bird ticket sales end tonight at midnight. So if you want to save a few bucks, and if you're a good Scot and you like to squeeze your pennies, then now's the time to get your tickets right now. Now, they'll be on sale tomorrow up until the games, but they'll be at full price, which is $15 and for an adult.
That's still cheap. 15.
It's still,
you can't go anywhere for $15.
No, I was at an event the other day, and I spent $12 to go to this event, and I was thinking, it was a great event, but it is minuscule compared to what we put on the field and the events that take place in 3 massive areas of the games.
Excellent. And then I got to touch on one thing. For any event to go successful, Coquitlam sees a lot, and there are a lot of people that volunteer. You do need some volunteers for the games.
Yes, absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers. We're currently... we have a core group that we've had for the past 2 or 3 years who love coming back. I keep telling them the free T-shirt that we give them is recyclable.
Yeah.
So they have to come back in that T-shirt. So, and we have we're always looking for extra volunteers throughout the day. 4 hours will get you a free T-shirt, entry into the games, a free T-shirt, and your lunch. And you get to enjoy the whole games. You can stay longer if you want, of course. You want to work a little bit longer, but there's lots of areas that need assistance. The heavy events is one of the most fun. That, of course, the beer garden is a lot of fun, although you need to have serving it right, the certificate. And throughout the field, lots of places where we can use volunteers to assist. And that's just on the day of the games. We also have a committee of about 35 people who are also meet throughout the year dealing with all the different events and getting them organized. And so if you want to be involved throughout the year, that's a possibility too.
Excellent. So that's it. And then if you want to volunteer, BCHighlandGames.com, you can get the information there. Then entertainment, we're going to touch on this and go back to Eric. We've got, besides the pipers and more pipers.
Yeah,
I mean,
never
there's,
enough.
yeah, you're exactly right. The Army Brass Band is going to be there.
Yep. The Greater Vancouver Cadet Military Band, the Greater Vancouver Cadet Pipe and Drums. And then you've got, folks, Rod is our entertainment chair for the game, so he's got some great entertainment lined up for the stage.
Cale Yarders, Knackers Yards, Sarah Chisholm, and Bob Collins.
And Bob Collins. Yeah.
And the Vancouver Fiddle Orchestra.
Vancouver Fiddle Orchestra. And we have them spread around the field, and the stage in the beer garden, we have the stage in front of the grandstands, and we have the gazebo at the north end of the field, which is a permanent structure at Percy Perry Stadium, and we're putting entertainment in there this year. And they'll be surrounded by all kinds of activities, so you can wander around the field. No matter where you go, you're going to run across music and entertainment and things happening that are not specifically bagpipes, although you'll be surrounded by the sights and sounds of the pipers and pipe band.
And the beautiful view. You've got the mountains in the backdrop. You've got all, but then, ladies, you've got men in kilts. That's worth the price of admission right there.
That's right. Couldn't agree more.
So, BC Highland Games and Scottish Festival, June 17th. Eric, thank you, Mike Chisholm. Eric Cullinan's back to you. You have got some prizes that the city of Coquitlam is working on.
I do have some prizes, and I have to back you guys up. About 3 years ago when I started this job, and we spoke briefly, what to expect, Mike and his team invited us to have a table at the games. And I'd always wanted to go, but as a non-Scot, I go, well, maybe not, but I was absolutely blown away by how much there is to do for everybody. And my daughter was 9 or 10 at the time. Every year she looks forward to coming out. And I have to literally get someone to help me at my booth so I can go look around and see what's happening. It really is such a fantastic event. It's the only one that you're able to see within our in the Lower Mainland.
It's funny, you talk about the kids. It reminds me of our, we have a unique game that we do at the games. Called the haggis hunt.
Yes.
Now, haggis is a meal, but we have these little furry,
Yeah, you don't hunt for actual haggis to eat.
We'll just say they're stuffed hedgehogs.
Yes, yes.
It's for the kids,
The kids love
And we put these haggis in the various vendor booths, and then you have a form, and the kids run around, and they have to get a stamp from each of the vendors if they find a haggis. And kids are running all over the field looking for
they
the
come to our
haggai.
booth and, where's your haggis?
Yes, and so and the vendors have to hide it, and it's a lot of fun for
It
kids.
is, yeah.
My daughter's friend won it one year, so
Yep.
I wasn't connected with the game.
Yeah. No, it's so much fun to see the pipers and the dancers and the heavy events and the vendors and the beer garden. And now that it's at the end of the train, you can have a couple extra beer and not worry about hopping in your car.
Yep.
The whiskey tent. I mean, it's all come together. We're so excited to have it in our city.
We got sidetracked a bit, but that reminds me about the P-Brock on Friday night.
Yes, P-Brock is the highest form of piping. It's considered the classical music of the bagpipes. It's a very unfamiliar style of music for a lot of people, and it's played it's very complicated. You need a lot of memory work, but it's very beautiful at the same time. The competition that we hold on Friday night is the Open P-Brock competition, and those are for the best open class or professional bagpipers in the Pacific Northwest. And they come in to compete. And they are, if you want to hear bagpiping at its top form with pipes that are perfectly tuned, played by real professionals, it's the Friday night. It's only $5. It's a very cheap event. And that takes place right on Percy Perry Stadium in a tent. And we held it for the first time last year at Percy Perry Stadium in the tent, and it was very, very
It was
successful.
amazing. Yeah. It was
Excellent.
Of course, the sun was shining.
Now, the prizes for the city of Coquitlam tourism.
Okay, let's do this. So for Tourism Week, we have 3 prizes. Tickets for 2 to see the Bills and Mildly Wild at the Evergreen Cultural Center. That's on July 8th. We have a $50 gift certificate from Zone Bowling down there in South Coquitlam, and a gift certificate for pizza from the newest restaurant on Glen Drive area on the High, La Rota Pizzeria. And then we're doing another contest called Picture Yourself in Coquitlam. This is a social media contest that we're doing on till June 30th. We have a $100 gift card from our friends at Westwood Plateau Golf and Country Club, Sunday brunch for 2 at the Wild Fig Restaurant at the Executive Hotel on North Road, and tickets for 2 to play in a real-life escape room at our newest escape room, Trapped Coquitlam. And all you have to do for this, there are 4 picture frames around the city. Check out the Coquitlam Crunch, Mundy Park, Town Center Park, and our friends at Mackin House. You'll see a picture frame with Explore Coquitlam on it. Take a picture with it, hashtag Explore Coquitlam, and we're going to pick a winner. So there's 2 big contests going on within the next week and within the next month to bring everyone and get excited about the summer big events.
No hints on where it is in Mundy Park? That's a big park.
It's a big park. I still haven't found that one. I'm still going to go look for it at lunch today.
That's a big park.
It's a big park. Mike, you can go find that one. I think you live near
I live
there.
right on the park.
Excellent. Eric Cullinan's the City of Coquitlam Tourism Manager. Michael Chisholm, the BC Highland Games and Scottish Festival. Now, my goal, Mike, is to get this band I'm going to play next to the games.
Rolling Stones?
No, yeah, that's sure. Maybe not next year, but the year after. Here's some great Big C. Runaway on the point.